Greetings, folks. Chris here, and welcome to yet another on Doing Proper's Citizen Carry channel. And folks, what do we got here? Well, it looks like a gun box. What's up with that? Well, let's get a look at what's up with that. Inside the box, we have an owner's manual here, all right? And here we got a standard gun lock. That's all right. And we'll just go ahead and set this stuff aside. We won't need that anymore. And inside this blue plastic bag, folks, I'm excited. It brings me great pleasure to introduce to you, put that aside, the Ruger rubber band. Okay, folks, here it is. This is the Ruger rubber band. And this is a very exciting thing because these are fine quality rubber bands. Lines are long for these Ruger rubber bands, and often people are not able to keep them in stock. But here's two of them. I've got two of them right here. Keep your envy to a minimum because soon they'll be freed up and everybody will get their chance. But this is the Ruger rubber band, a very nice high tensile strength rubber band. And as I've got right here, the LC9S rubber band and the Ruger LCP2 rubber band. So this is all about the Ruger rubber band. Now, Ruger really has a leg up on the industry because of these things. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, now why would I care about the rubber bands? Why wouldn't you care about the rubber bands? What's wrong with you? I mean, look, Beretta has that blue spacer cup thing that they do. Sig Sauer has the Sig Sauer paper. Here it is, the part you've all been waiting for. Ah, yes, the Sig paper. It is so nice. Ruger's rubber band is probably much more practical and much more sought after by the highbrow people that are in the know. So these are Ruger rubber bands, and these are genuine Ruger rubber bands, okay? Now, I didn't go to the post office and write Ruger on these things. Look, right? This here is the Ruger LC9S rubber band, and as you can see, some of the finish is worn off because I've been shooting it a lot. And here, I've got the Ruger LCP2 rubber band. And so, speaking of shooting rubber bands, stick around after this because there's range footage, including the Ruger rubber band, and it's going to be included within the American Rubber Banders Association. That's ARBA spot that I have included with this video advertising for the ARBA. Well, in addition to laughing at you for even asking why would you even care about the Ruger rubber band, let me remind you that self-defense doesn't necessarily have to be lethal. You know what I'm trying to say? I think you do. The Ruger rubber band is a high-quality, game-changing design. I mean, look. Its tensile strength is unparalleled. Even more so and much more dependable than all of the postal and advertising rubber bands, and it's surpassed the welt-creating standards of broccoli and asparagus rubber bands. But the key to the Ruger rubber band is the tensile strength. The strength of the rubber band, how well it holds together, how far it flies, how hard it hits, and what it holds. Tensile strength is very important. It's of utmost importance. And while I'm talking to you about it, I can't wait to get my hands on one of those SR45 rubber bands, or even better yet, one of those new 5.7 rubber bands. I mean, that would be the cat's ass right there. If I can get my hands on a 5.7 rubber band, I'll be as happy as a pig in dung. Woo! But along with having rubber bands like this comes the unfortunate parts of ownership of these kinds of rubber bands. This is a fine quality rubber band, which makes people shit-can their good judgment and start showing it off. But if you do get one of these Ruger rubber bands and you want to start showing it off, you've got to remember that it's universally considered impolite to just pull off your rubber and start waving it around. That's called bandishing, and that's not cool. The rubber band isn't about fashion, okay? So you snaptical people, either take this seriously or march your rubber band straight to someone who isn't showing off. You damn hipsters. Now, like I said, you'll be seeing some footage at the end, which takes place in my private training facility. And within that footage, I'll be using standard target loads, which is in the interest of being economical, actually, you can shoot more of those, and you can reserve these for what they're really intended for. And soon you'll be watching the footage shot on location at the CCC ARBA sanctioned facility. But before we do, the rules of rubber banding must be stressed. But first, let's just work out the vocabulary, okay? 1. The rubber bands can either be shot or snapped, but snapped is the correct term, okay? 2. If you're wanting to sound more savvy and add the cool factor to your snapping, you are snapped cool. And 3, this means that you run your rubber bands. You don't shoot them. For heaven's sakes, don't say you shoot your rubber bands. My God, what an embarrassment at the range you're going to be if you say you shoot them. No, you're running them, okay? You're running them. And 4, you're not the shooter, and you're not the snapper. For God's sakes, you're not the snapper. You're the operator. Do you got that? Snaptical people don't say shooter. They're operators. Get it right. And when a rubber band breaks, it's called a broken rubber. Accidents do happen about 1% of the time. And now that jargon is covered, here are the basic ARBA range rules.
For the safety and enjoyment of all shooters, please follow the range rules. 1. Treat every rubber band as if it's stretched. 2. Do not stretch your rubber band until you're ready to shoot. 3. Always point your rubber band down range. If not binding items together, never point your rubber band at something you don't intend to shoot. And 4. Respect your range. Discard or secure rubber bands after the range master declares the range cold and your time is up. If everyone follows these easy-to-follow range rules, everyone will have a safe time and a great time.
And in addition to those range rules, don't haphazardly leave rubber bands laying around children because of snapping and potential choking, okay? And also, you are responsible, and this is very important, you are responsible for every rubber you stretch. It is you who are accountable for what happens to that rubber. Also, never snap your rubber too close to your face, or your spouse's face, or your friends' faces. It's just a messy situation. And so now that you know the jargon and have been brushed up on safety, rubber sizes, and types, now for the range footage. But in closing, Ruger's done a fantastic job with their lucrative rubber band business, and it's also a really cool touch to see them include a gun in the box. This is what separates good customer service from those who just want to sell. And thanks for watching. I'm Chris, or Too Improper. My email address is scrolling across the bottom of the screen as we speak right now. That's tooimproper@gmail.com. Write and I will answer you, provided you're going to be polite about whatever it is you have to say, and if I've got the time. Now stand by for the range footage and the ARBA spot. Thanks for watching, folks. God bless America, and keep on protecting your families, yourself, your country, its flag, and its honor. It's always the right thing to do. You know, one thing I like to tell my students, and that is that the operator runs the rubber bands, not his stinking mouth. Reload. Yeah, a lot of people like to make like it's a joke here, you know, my operations here, rubber bands, right? Haha, but you know, it's not very funny when they know that I fly people in from all over the country just to teach these students that I have, because I love my students. That's the introspective part of me. I love these students. Now the 6 of you are here today because you are what we in the business call mediocre. And these students learn things from basic survival skills to clandestine rubber banding, and it is not a joke. It isn't. It isn't a joke. Yes, well, sometimes knowing how to shoot goes far beyond your abilities, and I'm sure you understand that, you know. Sometimes you just have to kind of learn what your odds are of making that extra shot, you know. Do a little math in your head, you know. Am I a mathematician? I don't know. But maybe you could say that I'm part mathematician, part guru. Now, that might fit more, yeah. Move out! Yes, well, safety is one thing that we emphasize here in the course. It doesn't do you any good to be a good shot if you're a dead good shot. You know what I'm trying to say? I mean, safety is paramount here. The LC9S damage path.
Get some.